Breaking news. The Supreme Court has nullified the judgment of Court of Appeal that ordered the release of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Nigerian government had challenged the verdict of the appeal court, which dismissed the charges against Kanu in October last year and quashed the terrorism charges against him. You see, the apex court said the trial court should continue with the case, and the judgment was delivered by Justice Emmanuel Agim, but written by Justice Garba Lawal. The Supreme Court, however, held that the Nigerian government, they recklessly and unlawfully, illegally, and acted irresponsibly when they forcefully and unlawfully brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria. It was an unlawful rendition of Kanu, which is very, very criminal-like. It's more like he was kidnapped by the Nigerian government. And it added that such an unlawful act should not strip any court of its power to proceed with trial. So we all know that the IPOB leader Kanu has been in detention since June 2021, whereby the Nigerian government announced Kanu's arrest and his rendition to Nigeria to continue to face trial. He was subsequently arraigned with a blindfold before Binta Yako, a judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja. Kanu is facing so many charges bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him by the court at the court, following years of campaigning for the secession of the Republic of Biafra from Nigeria through IPOB. And he was granted bail in April 2017 for health reasons. But then he had to flee the country. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fled the country after the Nigerian military attacked his house in Abia State, killing some people. However, the apex court on Friday faulted the rearrest of this man and the extrajudicial rendition of Kanu by the Nigerian government. The court also blamed the trial court for revoking Kanu's bail after he fled the country, following the evasion of his home by security agencies. That was one of the reasons why he left the country, why he fled the country. And it got to some point that the federal government now declared Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a wanted man. They declared him a wanted man. And that was how they caught him in Kenya and brought him to Nigeria. And ever since then, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been facing severe hell in the hands of the DSS, the SSS, the Nigerian government, and all of that. People may wonder, when would Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's suffering end? Because the federal government are not even concerned about the state of this man. They are not concerned. Tinubu's government is not even talking about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the Igbo people have already urged the Nigerian government that they should free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They should free him. This man was already declared free by the appeal court, that he doesn't have any charges against him, but yet they cooked up one story and he had to stay, which is very unlawful, but nobody's talking about it. Even when people are talking about it, the government are not doing anything in terms of this matter. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a very strong and determined man. He has a very strong spirit and has never relented for once in his course of the actualization of a Biafra nation. He has always been persistent and insistent that Biafra must come to stay. Either Biafra or death. That was what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. And even urged his followers, the IPOB members, to not give up on their quest. The Ohaneze Ndi Igbo has called out to the Nigerian government. The Southeast people has called out to the Nigerian Supreme Court to unconditionally order for the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yesterday, being December 15th, was fixed as the hearing day for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case over his continued detention. And a lot of people had anticipated that, yes, he would be set free, that they would order the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But then, we are seeing how everything played out. We've seen how everything played out. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is a freedom fighter, who has been leading an advocate of Igbo interests within the Nigerian polity, has been illegally held against his own will by the federal government of Nigeria, which is against the Nigerian constitution. And all these things, they are abusing his fundamental human right. Now, they've tagged him a terrorist. They've tagged IPOB organization as a terrorist organization because they are advocating for the right and the self-determination of Ndi Igbos. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, being a very strong-hearted man, a very strong-spirited man, even with his poor health conditions, the federal government has not even given him that opportunity to obtain an appropriate medical treatment. But yet, he still holds on strong, regardless of all these, negativity around him. But people has always been calling on the Supreme Court that the Supreme Court should be the last hope of the common man in terms of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. And they should order for the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This has been the plea of so many Nigerians, so many Southeasterners, the Ohanes Ndibo, and other concerned individuals on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. So my country people, this is indeed very delicate. I see no reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be held in the DSS custody, even when it is clear and obvious that this man has not done anything against the federal government. All the charges has been cleared, but yet he's still being held against his own will. And the government are not even bothered about this. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here, guys. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you.